Hey, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Tasman's Foundry Virtual Tabletop version 12 from the ground up. And in our last episode, we went over some of our other modules. Trying to remember which one real quick. I know it started with an S, or at least it's in the S. What was it called? I should have looked it up before I did it. I know it was right next to. We did Smart Target. Yes, I knew it. So this one, I wanted to do something different. One thing I want to do to kind of prepare us for one of the other modules that's going to be coming up is I want to fill up this bar over here of our different things. And that will definitely become more clear as to why once we get to that stage. But we're going to add another one here that's going to make life a little easier in yet another way. Now, this is one that you might not necessarily always want enabled because you're not going to use it a whole lot. But sometimes you might find yourself where you're like, you don't necessarily want to do theater of mind because it's a more complex type of thing. But you also don't have a map and it's not a very complex map or something like that. Excuse me. And you just want to quickly get one there without, going like this and saying, oh, hold on a sec. Yeah, we'll just do this and say scene, and we'll just call this, what would I call this? Maybe, um, I don't even know what to call it, but let's just call it temp for right now. So TEMP. So we'll just call it temp. We'll do this and just leave everything default, and then we will jump to our temp scene. Right click and say jump to our scene, activate it. And so now here we have our scene, and then we might come in here and use the pencil tool and say, probably not with this because well, actually we could do that. So we could say, okay, there's a big room here, something like this. And, then put their tokens in there, but then it gets a little more complex, and you still want the cool features that Foundry actually offers. So there is a module that someone has developed that is really cool, that is basically for that exact scenario, saying, hey, this is how you can generate this. So we are going to load that one today and go over it. Now, I haven't used it in a little while, but I did look at it really quick, and it does have some cool new features. This is called Dungeon Draw. And what it does is technically, just like I was saying, it lets you open your scene or whatever. You can automatically draw your dungeon with doors and everything else, just like you would normally. And it will actually kind of have the look and feel of a room and stuff. It won't just be a gray background. So we're going to go ahead and hit start on that, or save on that, and let it restart. And now we're going to talk a little bit about Dungeon Draw. So Dungeon Draw will give us this little archway with the door in it. And when we click on it, you'll see that we get some options. We get this little pop-up here that says, am I adding an item? Am I removing? It gives us our basic thing saying, I want to add a rectangle. I want freehand. I want a circle, or not freehand, sorry, polygon. I want a circle and I want freehand. We can add walls. We can add doors. We can add secrets or secret doors, and we can add invisible walls or windows. We can choose themes that we want. So right here's cavern. We could have checkerboard if that's what you want, cobblestone, all these different things. So let's just do cobblestone for right now. And then we also have this little guy right here, which is the theme painter. So if we click on that and then we draw, maybe from here to here, and then to here, and then up here, and then reconnect it. That didn't do what I was expecting it to. Actually, I think I need this. So if we come in here and we drag our same type of thing here, let's see if it works right. There we go. So now you can actually see it's actually giving us a little bit more. I'm not sure why I left a big area on the outside, but if we go look at it, you'll actually see it's automatically made walls and stuff like this, which is really kind of nice. So you can actually have something that's going to generate really quickly and actually have things. And then if you need to add windows and doors and secret passages, you can actually quickly add that on the fly. Now, some other things is that automatically, like if we go and say, oh wait, I want a hallway to you know, connect into this. So we connect right here, go to here, and you'll see it automatically draws it and gets rid of the wall right there. And, you know, here we have a, let's come down here a little further, maybe do this with another one right there. And as you can see, because we didn't go over, it actually looks at that and says, oh, wait, that's not part of it. So now we can open that up. And then if we want to have a little room in here, you know, we come here and I clicked it just a little bit wrong again. So maybe a little 3x3. And if we wanted this to be a secret, then we definitely want that, because then we can come in here and look at our walls. And we can see that this one right here is, you know, where we want it to be, but we want this to be, say, a secret door. We can do it here, or we can go back into the dungeon draw. That's not dungeon draw, and click on the secret door guy right here, and maybe just draw a secret door right there. And you'll see for the U, it actually shows that it's an S. It's a secret. It's a door. But if we add a player in here, let's just go grab a player. I gotta remember which one. I think. Is this one linked up to Tazzy? Tazzy default none. No, of course not. So I need the party. Wait, where's my other guys? Oh, there they are. So let's grab Merrick, for example. We'll put him in here, and then we'll go look at our thing here. And you can see Merrick, of course, he doesn't have good vision, but you can see Merrick. I need to unpause it real quick. Yeah, unpause. Go back to the player screen. And now you'll see, oh, they don't know that this is a door, and now they can, you know, navigate it. So it lets you quickly create, you know, your little room, so that it has walls that they can't go through and all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and go back in again. We'll do a little more stuff here. So let's go back in. So some of the other options it has, so obviously we have all those that we were doing. We can freehand draw a room. So if we wanted it to be, you know, then off the back side here, we kind of have a big old cave, you know, that kind of comes really weird like that. And then, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I think try draw a simpler polygon. Yes. So if we draw it so that it kind of just comes out here and then comes down, I didn't want it to go quite as big as it was. And then maybe come here and then back up. Even more simple. Fine. We'll just draw here and then a big room and back. There we go. So I think maybe it was because I was connecting the other side. Clearly here we'd want to probably get rid of this and just do that. Except I keep forgetting you probably don't want to actually connect it. No, I'm not sure. But we could actually come in here and just say remove then, and go here and remove that piece. Oops, I guess I wanted to add that piece. Technically, we're going the opposite way. So there you go. Then we could add a door here if we want. Just throw a door in here, boom, like that. And you'll see that if we do the doors and stuff in here, it will actually draw them as you might, you know, expect a door to look. So really nice tool here. Now let's look at our other options. So we have undo, we have redo. We actually have a generate a dungeon. This uses, if I remember right, it's the what's it called, dungeon, and it will actually generate it from that. So let's go ahead and see if I can do this right. Just remove everything. So that removes all the doors. There we go. That removes. Oh, I still have the secret. And remove the secret. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to click on this. We're going to say we want the height, width. That's fine. It's going to be a 2D dungeon. Yeah, I think that's good. Room count. I'm only going to do maybe let's do 5 rooms. Maximum room size. Let's see. Maybe that's probably fine. I think that's all fine. So center the exits is, I'm not going to worry about any of that. Let's go ahead and just generate and see what we get. So there you go. You see, now we just got an instant little dungeon generated for us. 5 rooms, just like we wanted, has doors. You can always come in here and edit things and say, you know what, I don't want double doors like this. That's kind of annoying. So you can come say remove and click on doors and, select the door and get rid of the door. Come and get rid of some of these doors because that's just too many doors. So just kind of do that. That's fine. So there you go. It just generated us a nice little dungeon, all walled. If we go look at walls, you can see everything has walls. It has the doors in there. We could add windows, all that fun stuff. So that's the generating a dungeon. I mean, this obviously not the greatest, but we could actually then come in with our thing and just generate another room. So really good way if you're just doing a really quick game and you just want to quickly impromptu do some stuff. This is going to be a great way to be able to do that. Or if you're in the middle of something and you didn't expect your people, your players, because players, they do what they want to do, and rarely does it go the way you planned it. So this would just help you, say, oh yeah, so you went into some small crypt, come down the stairs or something, and then you come into this area here. Maybe this is a secret door. And back in this hallway is, some kind of weird shiny type thing. So whatever you want, but it's a really handy tool to have. So the next thing we have here is the configuration. This is just like pulling it up in the thing. This is saying, hey, these are the things I want it to do. These are the information, the types of what a door texture looks like and all that fun stuff. Then we also have our themes, all the default themes. You can actually import and export the themes. So if you really like one, you've changed something on it, you can actually do that. You can see that I can instantly change the theme here. So now we have cobbled base, what was that? Arc pavement, actually. Go for a checkerboard, cobblestone, groovy carpet, baby. Hexagons, whatever you want, whatever meets your thing. If you want xenomorph, kind of futuristic. Is there any other futuristic? Neon blueprint, kind of cool. Very ugly. Whatever you want. Sky's the limit. So those are your options there. Wow, we're only at 12 minutes. Usually this would take a lot longer, I think. Then we have this one right here where we can save the scene to the background, which will actually kind of push it to the background for you. I don't know that I've ever really used that because usually I'm just using it really quick, and then when I'm done, I might highlight the whole thing and just delete it or undo it or whatever. So really handy thing to have and use and run. Actually, maybe only 12 minutes. Let's go ahead. I wasn't thinking about doing this, but I think we're going to do it now. We're going to do one other module that we can actually use with this and we can actually use with other things. We're going to go enable the Stairways one, which was the one I was going to do with the Smart Target, but Smart Target ended up actually taking longer. So we're going to come in here. We're going to go all the way down where Smart Target was and a little further. There we go. Stairways Teleporter. Now, this is one I kind of like because the players actually have to touch the thing or they have to click on it in order for it to actually activate for them. And this is also going to give us yet another icon in here, which is really good. So this little building is the Stairways control. Let's say that this door right here is a locked door. So if I hold, I think it's shift and right click, it becomes a locked door, right? And let's just say in here, let's go ahead and create a stairway real quick. So in Stairways, when you click on it, you have the options, create a stairway. You can disable and lock stairways. You can hide stairways. You can animate the movement, set animated movement, and you can tell that when they are hidden, the button highlights, and it will highlight all of them. Basically, when you're creating stairways, it's just kind of like when you're doing walls or something or lights. If you have it selected and you're on the main thing, you can just drag and, well, you don't even drag, sorry. You just can move it around. So we're going to hold shift, I believe. The shift we want? Yes. So we can move it kind of in the center there. And what we can do once we have a stairway, let's grab one there and we'll grab another one right here. We'll just put it there in the center, and you can see that these two are now connected. Some of the ways you can tell they're connected, if you right click on it, it goes to it, If you double click it, you can actually get your information on it. So inside here, you can actually see this is connected, and you can see that it's connected to the current scene. So you can actually connect from one scene to another. So let's say you're doing abomination vaults, and you have a stairway that goes from the 3rd level to the 4th level. You can actually link one here, and the other one will be linked on the 4th level map. And your players, when they click on this, will actually be able to go between the two. So that would be seen. You can do it with regions now. Actually, I'm not 100% sure about the temp one. So here's the ID right here. So you can see our ID is this ARXT10. So it's the same thing as this right here. I don't know if I can have 2 of these up at once. Whoops, I meant to left click. Left. Oh, good, I can. So here you can see that this one is also, they're both kind of the same there, I believe. O1W, yes. So stairways are connected when both have the same ID. So simply having this ID in both of them makes them connected. You can choose the icon for them. So let's say right now it's set to a stairs, but let's say we want this one to look like the double door and this one to look like a cave. We can change the dimension. We can make it so it's locked as it's disabled, so it's locked. We can hide it from the players, which is the same thing as these options up here. And then we can set the animate movement, which is also this guy right here. In here, we can give it labels. I never really use the labels, but you can do it saying, you know, stairway to next level or something like that. Font and all that fun stuff. Then, of course, there's the position. These are the actual XY positions in the basically these pixels from the top corner of the scene to, you know, the bottom corner. So this is actually telling you that. If we do that, now you can see that we have that. If we go look at our player here, wrong button. If we go look at our player here and move him over, we should really give him a bigger vision. Hold on, is this my player? Oh, wait, I know why it's not doing that. Players don't have access to token controls. So we need to do, oh, I just gave myself another stair. I need to go back to stairs, I think, and delete. There we go. All right, so now that I'm on the person, now I can double click. And let's just go ahead and give them some dark vision. So change it to dark vision. Let's make the range of the vision 60 feet. And that should be fine. So now they have their 60-foot dark vision. They can actually see stuff. Let's go back to our other area here. You'll see everything's grayscale because of the dark vision. So if a player clicks on that, you'll see that it actually teleports the player from one to the other. Now we actually have another module that makes things much handier because, as you remember, this player was way over here. In fact, we could even put him way over here, and we could simply just click on that and it takes them there. There is another module that we'll be going over that is called Arm's Reach, which is a module that makes it so that they have to be within 5 feet or whatever you set it for them to actually be able to use it. So that's definitely one thing here. With regions, you can do the same thing. However, they can't actually move in through a region like this without triggering it. It automatically triggers when they enter or leave or whatever it's set to, but there's not like a click type thing. So this gives you a nice little thing saying, oh yeah, you can click this and then it will teleport you up to here. So I think that might be it. We can go look. I'm pretty sure the configurations is pretty much what we just saw, but we'll just double check. I'm trying to remember. I don't even think Stairways has one in here. But Dungeon Draw does, as I recall. Yeah, just snap to grid is your only thing there. The other configurations, if you double left click, well, we're not in the actual one anymore, but if we're here and we are in stairway mode and we double left click, we get our little setup here. And you can change this, by the way, if you wanted to say map 1, Right now, this will break it because they have different names. But if I come here and double left click that, go to main, you'll see it's missing its pattern here. We could do map 1. I don't remember if I did uppercase, but I guess we'll find out. Yes, I did. So now you can see they're remapped again. So really cool. Like I said, you can do it from scene to scene. Like we could actually, I guess we could do that real quick. We have a few minutes. Let's go ahead here and we'll add a second one. And then let's go to our, is the region the one that has all those people in it? Nope, this one is. So in here, we could actually add a second one, and we can then double click this guy. And because we changed scenes after making it, I meant the wrong double click. So we could say, what is this called? FCENE, something like that. Hit save. Go back to our temp one here. And you can see, actually, it looks like it automatically renamed it as well. Although it didn't here. So SCENE. And it was uppercase, by the way. And up here, actually here, it's actually showing what I wanted to do. The partner scene is here saying, what scene is it? Actually, no, that's not. That's just, that's not. This was a terrible name for it, by the way. But if we do it now, you can see that it is connected and everything's good. So now if we have our player here and we have the arms reach module in, that was the wrong button. There we go. And we have the arms reach module in. I don't know where this one goes. This is what happens when I forget to go back to other modes and I click things. So let's go back now real quick. So now if our player comes here and they go to this one and click it, you'll see it will automatically load them and take them all the way to our scene here. And Merrick can see Merrick and think something's wrong and go back home because that's scary. Actually, I got Kursk that time because that was my default selected token up there. No, we have bad things going on. So we could take Kursk back up where he's supposed to be. And then we can grab Merrick. And then we can left click it and Merrick comes back. There we go. So it will be a little more complex if you have players that are controlling multiple tokens. That's kind of rare, but is not unheard of. So there you go. That is both Stairways and Dungeon Draw. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found something useful on it. And like these are pretty simple little modules, but really nice. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Click that little notification bell. Join my Discord channel. Tell other people about my YouTube channel. Come check it out. If they like what they see, they can sub. We grow the channel. Everybody wins. And that is it, my friends. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.